Assalamu alaikum everybody. Welcome back to my second video. And for today's topic, I want to speak about something that I've been thinking about for quite a few days. And I've been thinking about this topic because I believe that this is something that we struggle with almost daily. And it's about managing our daily life, managing our home daily, and how to build that routine of cleaning in our daily life. Okay, so this is going to be the topic that I'll be speaking about, and this is something that I'm trying to build a habit for myself, right? And I am also trying to work on this every day. And for people, especially who either live on their own or who have a family or in whatever situation they live in, I'm pretty sure that they have to deal with some sort of cleaning the house every day or managing the house every day. So I want to give a few tips. Now, I live alone, I live on my own, so I can give a better perspective, better advice from that perspective. But of course, I used to live with my family. I still go home and see how my mom manages a few things. So I can also give some advice or some perspective on that front. And I do believe that this advice will probably resonate much better with people who probably live alone, uh, because I am also dealing with a similar thing. And I have sort of found a system to work something out around it. So I'll share a few of tips on how can you manage your daily life and how can you introduce cleaning in your daily routine so much so that it becomes a habit and it doesn't uh, be a burden anymore. Okay, so let's start. The first thing that you have to understand and embrace is the fact that you will have an imperfect house or an untidy house or a messed up house every day. And alhamdulillah, that's a blessing. That's a sign that you are living. That's a sign that you can move. That's a sign that you're using the stuff that Allah and the blessings that Allah has given you. So first of all, embrace it. If you're one of those people, especially the perfectionists, who feel that their house or their home should always be tidy, it should be spotless clean all the time, and you get really frustrated when your house is untidy. First of all, embrace it, accept it, understand, imagine, God forbid, Allah has given you all these blessings. He has, alhamdulillah, given you a shelter, a great home. He has given you clothes. He has given you a lot of other stuff, right? And you're trying out, you're doing stuff in your home, and that's why it's getting a little messy. Imagine that you were in a glass box in your home and you couldn't do anything except look at the things that Allah has given you. Sure, your house would be spotless clean because then you were just confined in that glass box, but you couldn't touch anything. You couldn't take the benefit of the blessings that Allah has given you, right? So embrace the fact that you have a lot of blessings that Allah has given you and you're able to use it. And because you're alive and able to use these things, your house does get messy. And it's perfectly fine. It's okay. It's a great sign that you're alive and you're interested in things and you're hopeful. Okay? So, firstly, embrace that untidy home. It is an important part of your living, of you being alive. Because you are alive, your home will always be messy because you're moving around. There will always be some dishes that needs to be cleaned because you can eat. There will always be some laundry to do because you're able to wear clothes, right? And your bodily functions are working perfectly, and that's why sometimes they get dirty or they get sweaty because everything is working perfectly fine, alhamdulillah. So it is completely fine. It is completely okay to have some dishes in the sink, to have some laundry to do, and to have a messy house to be cleaned. Okay, so the first feeling is to embrace it. Now, what's the second step? The second step is, okay, now I've embraced it. How do I go about fixing it? right? Because it's frustrating me. Of course, I can't see this messy home. It's very annoying, and I can't function properly. And I want to do everything, clean the whole house in one day, but it gets messy again. And I put in so much time, but sometimes I don't want to really do it. I'm sick and tired of cleaning the house and cleaning the dishes and doing the laundry, right? We all face it. It's a part of our daily life, right? So here's my advice: make cleaning a part of your daily routine. Make it a habit and give it only just a limited time. And it's very important, especially for the perfectionists, to understand that you don't have to have a perfectly clean house in one day. You don't need to clean everything in one day, because if you start doing that, you will get burnt out and you will feel that it's a burden and you will not want to do it. Okay, so the first thing is that you embrace it. The second thing is that you make it a part of your daily habit. So let me tell you how I do it. Um, I wake up every day, and after doing my morning routine, the last part in my morning routine is to clean the house. Fix home is what I've written down in my to do, in my daily task list, right? And I give it only 1 hour, 60 minutes to be exact. And I do what I can in those 60 minutes, and then I leave it. I leave it for the next day. Okay. And if 60 minutes is too long a time that you think, and you're starting small, you're just trying to build a habit of cleaning it, you can start with 20 minutes, you can start with 30 minutes, then go to 45 and 60 minutes. Don't give it a lot of time. Don't give it 2 hours, 3 hours a day. At least I would not suggest it. Especially if you're living in a small house, if you're living in a smaller apartment, you're just a single person, you don't have a big family. As I told you, I may not be the right person to talk about how do you manage a house with a bigger family, because I've not experienced it myself, and I can only speak about what has worked out for me in the hopes that it can also work out for the other people. And based on my experience, what has worked out really well is that making cleaning a part of my daily routine, so having 1 hour aside or a limited amount of time aside for cleaning every day. Okay, so I wake up, I will do my morning routine, and then I will put 1 hour to clean, and I will actually put a timer so that I know this time is only for cleaning. I can't do anything else. I can't go on my phone or on my laptop to do something else. I need to clean in this 1 hour, and I need to give it, honest time. And it can be one task a day, two tasks a day, whatever you want. I can just pick and choose an area in the house, and I will clean it, right? So, for example, one day I'm just cleaning the bedroom. The next day I'm just cleaning the hall, and even in the hall, because I have a dining area and then I have the couch area. I will decide, okay, today I only want to do the couch area. Next day I will only do just the vacuum, because in 1 hour you will see the time will pass by really quickly. If you're somebody like me, if you're really efficient, maybe you can do a lot of things. But for me, I will put in 30 minutes aside to do the house, and I'll put in 30 minutes aside to do the kitchen and the dishes. So one suggestion that I will give you is that put some time aside within this cleaning time to do the dishes, doing the dishes, and do the dishes every day. So what I do is I put 20 to 30 minutes aside just for the cleaning the dishes, right, and cleaning the kitchen counter and everything. Why is it important? It's important because, let's say, if I don't make up the bed, yeah, sure, it's untidy, but it's not harming my environment in any way. It's not harming me. But if I leave the dishes in the sink for more than one day, they'll start to rot. They'll start to smell. They can be organic hazards. I'll start seeing, those fleas and flies and whatnot. And that's why it's important that you do the dishes every day and you keep some time aside. And it can be very small, right? So I started with 20 minutes, and then I figured that no, maybe 20 to 25 minutes is what I need just for the kitchen and the dishes, and then I'll do the rest of the home later. Now, when I do the dishes, this is the only time in the day that I do dishes. And the dishes, I eat 3 times, of course, right? And the spoons and the glasses will keep on coming. And I will keep it there. It's fine. I don't need to always stress about cleaning the dishes. I will do it tomorrow. Inshallah, if I live, I will do it in my specified time. I also cook once a day, once or twice a day, depending. And I will then just make the food for two times, right? And I also am very flexible in myself. Like I'm not always pushing myself to cook. I'll cook, but I also have a meal plan whenever I feel that I can't cook. So I'll order that or I'll go eat out. I'm very, very flexible with cooking itself. I like cooking and I do cooking every time I get a chance, most of the days. But I'm also flexible in takeouts and in getting a meal plan. So uh, give yourself some space, give yourself some flexibility. Don't be so strict on yourself. Um, so if you can't really do something, if you feel like you don't have the time to cook, it's okay, right? Or clean the dishes afterwards. It's okay. Chill out. Go order something. Have a takeaway. Not too oily, something healthy, but do that. Now, this is exactly what I do, right, for the dishes itself. And I'm very mindful with the cups that I'm using or the spoons that I'm using. So what I'll do is I'll make sure that I keep on putting that in the sink, and I will only wash it next day. So I'm not always thinking about, oh, now I have to wash this cup, or now there's one cup, so let me wash it. No, don't worry about it. Okay, you'll do it in its designated time. And the best part about doing things in their designated time, especially these recurring tasks or cleaning dishes, which will continue to happen. You will not eat right now and then not eat the next 3 hours later. You'll definitely eat 3 hours later. So you have to be first okay with this, okay? And okay with the fact that, okay, it's okay to keep some dishes in the sink and I will wash it the next day in the designated time. And the benefit of it is that you don't get burnt out. You don't always keep on doing it or thinking about it, and eventually there's one time after a few days, 2 or 3 days, you're like, well, I'm not doing it. If your goal is to always have the sink clean with no dishes, it's not going to happen. You're going to get burnt out so quickly. And that's why I suggest, especially for single people living on their own, because they already have to do a lot of things. They have a lot of responsibility. They have to manage the home, take care of the home, all on their own. Give yourself space, give yourself flexibility, be okay with an imperfect situation. And wherever it's needed, get help, take help. As I mentioned, like I am very flexible with takeouts, with getting a meal plan. If you feel that you need that help, do it. Order out, okay? If you're not in the mood to cook or clean the dishes, don't do it. If you're not in the mood to even clean the house, ask for help. Okay? Hire a cleaner, especially if you can afford it. Once a week, once a month, twice a month. Uh, Definitely call a cleaner to help you out. Even though I clean on my own every day, I do also call cleaners once in a week or twice a month. I definitely make sure to do that. And why is that? Because these are professionals, and when they actually clean my house, it's much better. And the fresh feeling is amazing. It's a way that I treat myself. Like when I come back home and the cleaner has cleaned it spotless, it is an amazing feeling. I really like to also hire a cleaner twice in a month or once a week to help me. If especially during weeks where I have a lot of work or I'm traveling or I just can't do it. I'm just not. I'm unable to do it. I definitely call the cleaners to help me with it. It's like I'm treating myself, just like a spa day, or going out eating out. I also do that. Okay, the last part that I want to say is two things. There are two parasites that we have in our mind that are literally draining all the energy from us. Right? Two things: um, perfectionism and being a control freak. Okay, wanting to have control over everything and wanting to have everything perfectly. These are parasites. They're not giving you anything beneficial. They're not good things. Okay, largely they're not good things. They drain a lot of energy. First of all, you need to understand that the only entity, the only being that is perfect is Allah, Allah Zawjal, and there's no one else that is perfect. If you aimed for perfectionism, you can never get there. You're a human being. You're full of flaws, and that's a quality. Embrace it, accept it. Okay, so number one, don't go for perfectionism. This will only drain you. There's a famous quote: "Done is better than perfect." Right? If I If I wanted to clean my house perfectly, just the thought of it would never let me do it. If I want to have this video in a perfect editing way, and with everything that all the pro people are doing it, I can never even upload it. I would just keep on thinking about it. So done is better than perfect. There's another quote about perfectionism, is that, large things, something like large actions, don't even hold a candle to small, consistent efforts every day. It simply means that, you know, small, consistent efforts is where you build your habits, and it requires a lot of consistency and a lot of battle from your mental energy. But those large efforts are just sudden bursts of motivation or energy. The problem with them is they will come and they will go. So they're like peaks and troughs, right? And the problem with them is that you can't rely on it. You will keep on waiting for, oh, when will the next motivational burst will come in, and then I will clean the house, or then I will do the task that I've been putting off, or then I will create the video, right? The good part about these small consistent efforts is that you literally have to to be in a battle every day with your nafs to actually get up and do it. And you'll see that these small consistent efforts, just like drops of water, will eventually create a river. So this would be my last thought, that, don't aim for perfectionism, aim for done, aim for consistency. And secondly, don't be a control freak, lose the control. Okay, because you cannot um, you cannot manage everything, you cannot control everything. The control is just like, only Allah is perfect. All the control is also with Allah. It's not in your hands. You can't do anything, right? It's not in your control. So lose that idea of controlling everything, like I need to be there for every little thing. Wherever you can, delegate, ask for help, ignore small little flaws, it's okay. Right? uh, just so that you're able to actually function in a day-to-day life. So this would be my parting thought. I hope that this helps you a little bit in terms of how you manage your daily cleaning. And inshallah, my prayers are with you, that may Allah make it easier for you. And if you have any comments, any other questions, or just anything you'd like to discuss, please feel free to comment, and I'll definitely reply to it. Thanks a lot, guys, and take care. Assalamu alaikum.